Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Better binding, the better grip.
But as an ex-rugby player that played for the Springboks, and I do believe that there is a couple of problems in the rugby system, especially at schoolboy level. And when I talk about schoolboy level, I talk about primary schools and high school level rugby. One of the most important issues for us as coaches is when it gets to the alignment of players and obviously the binding of players. Now, the alignment of players is before people go into a scrum, there's a place for the head of every person, and we talk about interlocking. So when people go down, it is important that we go down in an interlocking position, and there's a place for everybody's head in the scrum. So it's part of safety, that people don't get injured and then we don't get neck injuries, etc., etc. That's the part of alignment. For us coaches, better binding is obviously a great product that we want to have. It helped us when we talk about kids that must bind and must bind properly. And we was involved with a couple of testing with this product, and I find it especially very good for younger players that doesn't actually understand where to bind. And some hookers and people in the front row feel very uncomfortable when they get bind on the wrong position. So the better binding product is a product that came in and helped the kids to teach them that is the correct place to bind, so that everybody in the front row can be comfortable. When I start talking about safety, if binding is properly done, we as coaches believe that we get a better product when the scrum engage and people are much tighter. And that's the bottom line for us, that when a scrum engage, that there is solidness, there is togetherness, and there is decent grips onto one another. And as we normally said, we want 16 feet doing exactly the same when it gets to impact. So as long as everybody knows exactly where to bind and have a nice tight bind, we believe now that this product is going to play a huge role in creating an environment for players to be safe, and to make them safe and to make them comfortable, and to cut the resets of scrums down, and on the long run to get a more comfortable game and a more spectacular game out there.
Oliver Productions. For all your film and photography needs, never compromise on quality.